Here with Coach Kent Shelley, JCCC Baseball head coach. Coach, last week you traveled to take on MidAmerica Nazarene. Can you give us some highlights or some key performers out of those?
Sure, Jim. It was a tough battle. MidAmerica's program has improved tremendously throughout the past several years. In game one, we saw their top line pitching. We played them to a 2-2 tie. In the fall, we have a set schedule, number of innings pitchers are going to pitch, and so we don't play off ties. So we played them to a 2-2 tie. I thought our pitching was outstanding. I was just really proud of the way that we're starting to command the zone a little bit better. We're starting to get a feel for that first pitch strike and how that opens the door. Vince Spelker did a tremendous job for us, and I was just pleased with our pitching. Again, our hitters saw some outstanding arms. We battled at the plate. I liked our approach, and we continue to work very hard each and every day. Defensively, we were outstanding. We had a couple hiccups on the infield, but we played solid defense all fall, and I think that'll certainly be one of our strengths heading into the spring. So overall, I was pleased. Felt we played hard, we played tough, and I liked what I saw from the guys.
All right. This past weekend, the conference Sophomore Showcase was hosted at Royal Stadium. Can you tell us a little bit about the showcase, the history, or why it's the sophomores, and then how'd your guys do at this showcase?
Well, the Jayhawk conference, we met probably about 24 years ago, and we sat down as a coaches organization, and we said, what can we do to bring exposure to our kids in Kansas? So we went through a thought process and came up with this showcase and all-star game, and it's something we've done every year until last year, and we took a year off. But it's an opportunity to give our sophomores a chance to come into a venue such as Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita, where we've hosted it the last 10-12 years, to this year, the pinnacle of baseball, and that's Kaufman Stadium, which was just an outstanding setting for our sophomores. But all sophomores get the opportunity to participate in a showcase in the morning, highlighting their arm strength, their hitting. We time 60-yard dashes, field out their defensive skills and abilities in front of scouts and four-year colleges and universities. And I did not get a final head count, but I'm going to guess we probably had 125 to 150 scouts and coaches in attendance over the two-day event. So a lot of our kids have gained exposure. A lot of them have come away with scholarships from this event, so it's quite successful. It's one of the top showcase all-star events in the country, and scouts and coaches love to come to this event. This year the format was the East played 2 all-star games. Each team provided 6 all-stars, and I felt our all-stars were just absolutely outstanding. Sam Stuckey played both, started game 1 behind the plate and played some right field in game 2 and just did an outstanding job for us. Zach Smith, sophomore right-handed pitcher out of St. Louis, got the start. Had a little rough first inning, giving up 3 runs, but our offense came back and quickly closed that gap. And then he settled down the second and just threw a phenomenal inning there. Gil Raywinkle pitched 2 innings. He got this middle relief in game 2, allowed 1 hit, 1 base runner, and just was dominant. Tanner Funk. Tanner played a solid shortstop. Starting game 1, swung the bat very well for us. Josh Piper gets a start in game 2 at third base. DH'd game 1 and made the most of his DH appearances, going 2 for 2 in the first game, and drove in some runs. So just did a phenomenal job there. Another tremendous performer in the All-Star game for us was Davis Morgan, sophomore outfielder, first baseman, catcher, guy that can do a lot of different things. Davis was very solid for us, swung the bat well. I believe he had 1 or 2 RBIs in the game, played first base for us, and did some DHing for us. So again, just very, very proud of all 6 of these young men. They did an outstanding job representing our program and college, so I was just very happy for them.
Looking ahead to this week, you travel to St. Joseph's, Missouri to take on Missouri Western in a scrimmage. What do you expect to see from that scrimmage?
It'll be a very difficult challenge for us. Missouri Western has a very, very solid program. I expect to see some good arms. I expect to see good hitters throughout their lineup. They do things the right way up at Missouri Western, so it'll be a tremendous challenge for us. It's one we're looking forward to. Anytime you can hook up against a 4-year college, it's a great measuring stick for our young men, and I know they're more than up for the challenge. I expect us to go in and play hard. One thing I really like about our kids, they're not intimidated by who they play. They never take a back seat to anyone. They play the game hard. They play it the right way. So I expect us to go out and play very hard, and you know, win or lose, I just want us to go out and play solid in all phases of the game, and continue working on the things that we've set forth to complete this fall. So when we leave and make that trip back home, we can say we are a better club. So we're excited about the opportunity and looking forward to it, and I think it'll be a great afternoon of baseball.
All right. As we wrap up today, you have a new group of freshmen on your team. Could you tell us about their transition from high school to college?
Probably one of the toughest challenges for us is to take that group of freshmen and break down those barriers and those walls that are placed in front of them when they enter high school or leave high school and enter college. We try to make them feel at home. We try to make them feel as part of the family as much as we can. One thing we do in the baseball program, we have a Big Brothers program where we assign sophomores to a freshman. That kind of take those kids in under the wings, kind of show them the ropes, both on and off the field, help them with their classrooms, finding their classrooms, finding their way around the community. And it's a program that I think has paid some tremendous dividends in terms of the kids feeling comfortable with the program, the campus, and the community. So I'm very pleased with our freshmen. They're an outstanding, talented group. They're working very hard in the classroom, and that's very important to us. So I feel good. We're coming together. Are we where we need to be? Absolutely not. But I do like what I see in our freshman class. I like the way they're growing. I like the way they're maturing. I like the way they're understanding their roles, accepting those roles. And those roles are still being defined each and every day. But they work very hard at it. They take their baseball, they take their academics very seriously, and they're extremely coachable. So so far so good. We really like where we're at.
All right, Coach, I want to thank you for stopping in this morning, and hope you have a good week with baseball and taking on Missouri Western, and look forward to talking to you next week.
It's always a great pleasure. Thanks, Jim.